Hello guys, I'm going to be talking about the Don Juan climbing rose again. This rose has been really well documented on my channel ever since I planted it back in December of 2022. It's just a little over 3 years old now. And this rose, the label said that it's supposed to be very aromatic. It has dark foliage and the roses are supposed to be velvety deep red, and in addition, it's supposed to be blooming all throughout the year. So the first year, this plant didn't do anything, and then after the first year, it finally did flower, but it only bloomed once, and then afterwards, it didn't do anything else. It didn't bloom at all, nothing until towards the end of last year. It started to bloom like very few blooms, just really strange. And then initially, I always did kind of suspect that maybe I was sold the wrong rose because it never did anything. It never had any Don Juan qualities at all. The roses were very pinkish red looking, and I was just unhappy with it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it because I thought, okay, maybe it's just the first year, maybe it's supposed to look like that, and then maybe it'll look different as the years as it gets older. But my doubts were too strong, and then I started to research, and I just found out that a lot of the roses, or most of the roses that are sold at Home Depot and many nurseries, they are grafted on the Dr. Huey rose. And what happens, because the Dr. Huey rose is a very vigorous, aggressive rose, and so it sometimes if you buy a rose, you may never see the actual rose that you bought. You may just see the Dr. Huey rose, or in some cases, you'll see the rose that you bought initially, and then throughout the years, after a while, the Dr. Huey will take over. It'll become a Dr. Huey rose. And in my case, I never saw Don Juan at all. In fact, I just saw Dr. Huey now that I'm looking back. This rose never had any Don Juan qualities to it. No aroma, no deep velvety red roses, nothing, no dark green foliage. And I was thinking also, was I sold the Don Juan climbing rose, or was I actually sold a pure Dr. Huey rose? And I was kind of upset at that, but it's been 3 years. I don't think I can go back to Home Depot and say, hey, this is what happened. Or maybe I can, I don't know, but I feel like a lot of time has passed by already. This should be a cautionary tale for anyone buying this Don Juan climbing rose at Home Depot. Make sure that when you plant it, monitor it really well to make sure that you're actually dealing with a Don Juan rose and not a Dr. Huey rose. And this is the only one that came out like this, that turned out like this. The other roses that I have, which I bought at Home Depot as well, the black Baccara roses, those have turned out well, no issues at all. Just this one. I'm not sure if it's because it's a climbing rose. So as you can see here, I managed to dig around it, but I couldn't yank it out. It was really deeply rooted into the soil. It really was solidly established. So I had to get help to remove it. And so that's my cautionary, or that's my nightmare story about this rose. And I will get my Don Juan rose because that's the rose that I really want in this area here. So if I have to pay a little bit more, then I will. I'm willing to do that because I think when it comes to roses, if you really want to get the correct one, or if you want a very successful rose, it's better to buy own root roses. You will pay more, but it'll definitely be worth it.